Alright guys, your boy Mr. Cheap Sense snapping right back at you guys after I just did the one video on Al Rehab Sultan. A subject that I wanted to talk about last night is I had a few people tell me that them watching my reviews or videos or whatever you want to call them got them sparked back into or starting completely a fragrance collection. And what I wanted to say is, please make sure that this is something you really want to do. Because if your finances are, I'll just use me for example, if your finances are like mine, I work 2 jobs, I live paycheck to paycheck still. For one, because I'm still on child support, which I don't complain about that because my kids gonna get taken care of regardless. Even when they're around, or even if they're not around, if they ask me for something and I have it, I do send it to them Cash App, or I give them money when I see them if I have it. Plus they get child support. Their mom works, so that's no big issue. My thing is, I've ran into a few snags because this can get kind of addictive, I should say. I call it an addiction and not a hobby, because it's okay for somebody who has the money, who's well off financially, to run to a store or order a bunch of stuff online and not feel guilty about spending the money or whatever afterwards. When you buy something knowing that you need gas, to get you to work, or you're going to be hungry at work, or you're hungry home or whatever, and you spend your last 20, 25, 30 bucks or 50 bucks, even 100 bucks on a fragrance, and you feel bad about it afterwards, you don't need to be in this. Trust me. There have been plenty of days where I was like, damn, I shouldn't have bought that. And most cases I can take it back, but sometimes you can't. Like TJ Maxx here rarely takes back any fragrances once they've been opened. Ross does here. You could take back damn near anything from them and they'll take it back. But TJ Maxx and Bell's, you're probably going to be stuck. But please make sure that this is something that you want to do, that you're going to be passionate about and follow through. I also recommend finding at least 7 or 8 fragrances. If you're not trying to do like a big collection like me, I have well over 250 fragrances. I just keep referencing 250, but I'm probably closer to 300. But and it's not all like, they're not all like big name fragrances like Givenchy or Chanel. I do have stuff like Cuba, Yachtman. I have Polo, Tommy Hilfiger, Guess, Ferragamo. I have stuff that really isn't all that in price. So there's a mixture of a lot of different things here. I recommend to most people that you just pick 7 or 8 fragrances to last you a full week. I say 8 even though it's 7 days in a week. I pick 8 because 8 can be that offsetter for, let's just say, if you want to keep it the same 7 fragrances and just rotate one over, then instead of wearing, no, I'll just keep it at 7 because that would have been confusing. Just find you 7 good fragrances. You find you a good winter fragrance, a good spring, summer, fall, which is an all-around fragrance. Find you something sexy. Find you something masculine. You know what I'm saying? Find you like 7 fragrances and stick with those. And then if you use up a bottle, then try to find something else in the same genre if possible, or you can go bigger and find something else like a Creed or a Mancera or something like that. Just don't run out and buy a bunch of random stuff like Tommy Endless Blue, uh, DeVille. Like, these fragrances aren't bad, but you know, you don't want to have a bunch of dumb reach $9-10 fragrances that you really don't care much for. I don't reach for a lot of this stuff, and I usually just buy it just because I see it on clearance. Like these Marc Echos that I have, 2 of these, and they were marked down to like $6, $7 to $9. I don't care much for those, and I've never even worn that. That's brand new. So please make sure. Excuse me, I'm tired. So please make sure that this is something you want to do. I also had a change of heart in my thought process, and there's nothing wrong with picking up some cheap fragrances, or inexpensive, I should say. I hate the word cheap. But stuff like Mercedes-Benz that ran me like $25 is not bad. But if you really want to buy some damn good fragrances, save up your coin and buy some really good ones. I'm not an advocate for going out and buying Creed Aventus and stuff like that because of the price. I can't afford it. I mean, I probably could afford it if I just stopped buying a bunch of cheap $20, inexpensive, not cheap. If I stopped buying these $20 inexpensive fragrances and just save up. Like, just imagine how much money I've spent with what I have here, not including what I've traded, but just what I've bought with my own money. The ones I've traded away and everything. Everything I've, 200 over, let's just say 300 fragrances. Even at $20 a piece, if I sold them at $20 a piece, that's still a nice chunk of change. Just depending. So I need you guys to really be sure that this is something you want to get back into. Now, ain't nothing wrong with somebody influencing you to do something positive. I'm all about positivity and doing good for yourself and helping others when you can, as long as you make sure you're taken care of first, you and your kids or whoever. But I keep smelling this because this smells so good, man. But just make sure this is absolutely something you really want to do, because it can turn very expensive and get out of hand fast. If you guys have seen any of my older videos, you know that my dresser is full. I have fragrances stacked on top of fragrances. Also, my shelf over there is full of stuff, and I can't even hardly get anything on that either. So you're going to run into a space problem. A lot of dusting is involved. Making sure that the room is properly cooled, no sunlight hits them, stuff like that, which can harm a fragrance. I just really want everybody to know that it can get overwhelming. There have been several times I thought to myself that I'm just going to sell off everything I got and just keep 7 of the main fragrances that I love the most, and the rest of it can go. And then I changed my mind, because I think, what if I just get rid of everything and just buy fragrances that I feel are the most crowd pleasing, like Creed Aventus is. I never hate on Creed Aventus. Y'all hear me talk about it sometimes, and I only reference it because of the price point. I can't afford it. So if I just stop buying those and just save up coin and buy a bottle of Creed Aventus, whatever else that's out there that's expensive that I wouldn't mind, that's crowd pleasing, and just stick with those and get rid of the rest of this stuff. But then where would my content come from? Because I love you guys. A lot of you have been here since I had hardly no subscribers, and now I'm at, well, just over 600. It's an amazing journey that's going on, and I believe in myself more and more every day, especially with you guys commenting and saying, you know, keep up the good work and we enjoy your content and all that kind of stuff. And I it's funny, I think to myself sometimes, like, why do y'all like my content? Like, I'm not that charismatic. I'm not like Cuba knows, you know what I'm saying? I'm not that descriptive with fragrances. I'm straight to the point, and it is what it is. Hate it or love it. My videos most of the time are boring and dry. The only time we really have fun that I can think of is when I get packages or I purchase something. So for the most part, like, this video is probably going to end up being kind of dry. But I just want you guys to be sure. I'm talking to everybody but the ones I've spoken to, because like I said, I do talk to subscribers on Facebook Messenger. If you send me a friend request, please hit me in Messenger just to let me know, hey, I'm a subscriber to your channel, it's me, yada yada, because I will not accept it if I don't know who you are. Sometimes I can go on some people's page, and if I see cologne throughout their pages, I say, okay, well, I know he's probably a subscriber or something like that. So I really just want people to be sure, be positive about what they want to do when it comes to fragrances. I'm happy I influence you guys to do certain things, especially with collecting fragrances again or adding more to your collection. But I want you to be sure that this is something you want to do. If it's going to put a strain on your financial stability, if it's going to put a strain on your relationship with your girl, your wife, your side chick, whoever, your kids, don't do it. Please don't do it. Because for me, I said this before, this came out of a bad relationship, and I was just trying to find something or some way to occupy my time to where I wouldn't continue being the same beta male and jumping from relationship to relationship, just thinking that I wasn't good enough to be by myself. I always needed a girlfriend. I have never took time off to just do me. I always jump out of one relationship and straight into the other one, time after time after time. So now I'm getting a chance to kind of relax a little bit, chill, and not be so serious about everything. And I have a new outlook on life. Somebody told me the other day that I seem confident, and, you know, I'm almost alpha male-ish now when it comes to things. Like, I don't take mess off of people anymore. I'm not a pushover. I try to do what's right now, and it seems to be working out for me. God seems to have a plan for me. Things are changing. My channel's trying to jump off a little bit. More and more people, even more popular people than me, are recognizing me, which is very cool. My guy James over at Outlaw Frags, I think I got a comment from Redolescence. I know I got one from Robes 08. It's a few others that I got a compliment from off and on, but for the most part, everyone's being real cool. Everybody's real nice. They're going out of their way when they don't have to send me samples and full bottle presentations and stuff like that. And it's cool. I've been blessed so far to have ran into people like you guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I should say. But I'm not going to drag this video on. It's already at 15 minutes and I'm kind of babbling. But just know that I do appreciate you guys, how you look up to me. And, you know, you have faith in me. And I have that much more faith in myself. I appreciate all of you for the support and the love. And let's keep this thing going. And just like I said before, guys, please make sure if you're starting a fragrance collection, this is something you want to do. If you started one before and you got rid of your stuff and you starting it over again, chances are you may end up falling back into that same rut or whatever it was that got you to get rid of them fragrances again. So think about it. Before you get too many bottles in, you may want to just stick with 7 to 10 fragrances, and that's it. I know if this fragrance thing for me doesn't pop off the way I think it is, I may just sell off the majority of my stuff. This is later on down the line somewhere, guys, so don't jump in the comment section right now talking about you want first dips or whatever. I'm not at that point yet. I still want to have something to give you guys some decent content, but who knows? I might just sell off everything I have, almost everything I have, keep what I want, and sell. End up buying some better fragrances. Now, what I still may do is pick through what all I want to keep and sell off some, and maybe buy an expensive bottle of cologne just to say I have one. I'm not going to sell off everything, but I just want to sell off enough to get one bottle maybe of something nice and expensive. Or if I can package together fragrances that can equal up to a bottle of, or even a half bottle of something. And I'm trying to note maybe some Creed Aventus or something. I'm not trying to put this out there like that, but if I could package together enough fragrances to equal up to whatever a half bottle of Creed will run, or even a full bottle, and not a fake bottle, guys. I know it's a lot of fake bottles out there. I don't want fake stuff. I want the real deal. If I can put together a decent package, guys, let me know what you have if you're interested in doing this kind of deal, and we can do this. I know it will have to be a pretty substantial amount of fragrances, so if something you have costs $150, of course I'm probably gonna have to put together like 6, or 7 fragrances, depending on what the prices are on them, to be able to get something like that. So just know that I'm throwing that out there. If you have something that's a little pricey that you don't mind getting rid of, I'll put together a package and we can talk about it before the deal is sealed and make sure you're comfortable with it, and then we can go from there. So I'm going to end this video here, guys. Once again, please, if you're starting a fragrance collection, make sure this is something you want to do. Think about price. Think about your financial stability. Is it going to hurt your family in the process by you doing this, buying fragrances? Because I know how some women are. They can get to that point where, damn, you bought another one? How many you going, you know what I'm saying? And I know guys don't want to hear that nagging shit, man. So anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.